What's up, everybody? This is Reese.
And I'm Giancarlo.
And this is Detailers Report. Check it out. So, now a lot of you guys have probably been hearing about the coatings, and some of your customers may have said something, and maybe they haven't, but you want to get into coding now, and you just don't know how to, or if you got the coding, now your thing is, how do I transition my customer from getting wax all the time to getting a coating now? So that's what we're going to talk about in this episode right here. So let's start that off.
Yeah.
All right.
Power upselling.
Bam.
Right now with this coding, it gives you opportunity to add extra income.
Yeah, and add value to your client's investment. So, and that's the whole key right there. Those are the key words that you have to use when talking or trying to upsell it. You want to protect, your investment.
Because most people think about the inside of the car, the
right.
engine. Most people are going to take care of that. They're going to make sure they get that oil change.
Right.
They're going to make sure that the inside of the hood is on point, so they can get to where they need to get to when they want to get to where they need to get to. Right.
Right.
But most people forget about the exterior, and these aren't sneakers. They cost, these $200, $300. These are investments at the end of the day. They cost $15,000, $20,000, right. $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $100,000, depending on what you're doing.
Exactly.
And the more higher it goes, as far as the price of the vehicle, it only makes more sense for the individual.
Right. So what you want
add as much as protection as you can.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So you wanna encourage the customer to protect that paint. You can use examples because most of the time we know the problem areas. It's the hood, the trunk area, and the roof.
This is something about the hood. When you say you know the problem area, why the problem's always in the hood? No, we talk about the hood of the car, you know what I'm saying? So, you want to try to protect that. Now, with waxing, my thing is I upsell to coatings because I hate waxing now. It takes me a few hours to put on the coating and everything, but to be out in this Florida heat, and sometimes you can't find shade or they don't have a garage, we're mobile. So to be out there trying to deal with the elements, because it may be 95 degrees outside, but that hood is probably 120, and you're trying to put that wax on there. It depends on the type of wax that you're using. You could stain the car a little bit, and it's hard to get off. So you're spending more time actually getting the wax on, getting the wax off. So you're not really making as much money when you think about it. So now, taking more time.
Exactly. So now what I do, I upsell them on the coating. I don't have to wax it as much. And most clients, if they're about numbers, you just bring out your figures. It's pretty much going to cost less to put on a coating than it would actually do to constantly keep waxing your car.
If your sales game is at least a little bit good, you're already doing waxing from time to time, right?
Exactly.
Just to protect the exterior.
Gotta have a sales game.
So, let's say once a month. That's $1,200 a year to make sure you're protecting the exterior of the vehicle properly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what Reese is saying is, even if the person's not a numbers guy, you could throw this out there real quick.
Right.
It just makes sense. It's logical. With a coating that lasts about 3 years,
right,
whatever you charge there, that's what, 700?
Right. They say it's 700.
700 to charge to put a coating on as one time for 3 years as far as, protection like wax. You're going to have to wax it for 3 years as long as you're keeping it up. Now, 3,600 as opposed to 700,
no break.
what are you going to choose?
Yeah. So these are the types of things that you have to do. And again, I must stress, detailing is 10% of the actual work and 90% of actually selling. So you have, and I think most detailers who have that sales experience are very successful. So I mean, if you can sell, hey, you got it.
Well, you definitely got to work on that.
Right.
Like, you can never be too good.
Right. Because you can be the best detailer in the world and still not know how to sell yourself and sell your work, your product, so you can wind up losing a lot of money.
Because strangers don't know that. They don't know that you're the best.
Exactly.
So it's like, if they come up, hey, how's it going? I said, do you detail?
Yeah.
That's what the people love to ask.
Yeah.
Do you detail while you detail?
No. It's, do you wash cars?
There you go. Do you wash cars? And you're washing the car. Okay, once you get past that. Do you wash cars?
No, I detail. That's what I said.
Well, then you kind of being a smart ass when you do that.
But you say, yeah, we wash cars.
Okay, well.
Now you stuck. You don't know what.
They threw me off with that. You're supposed to go with what I'm saying so you can make the point.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. Let's start over. Let's do it again. I'll comply this time.
So the point is that I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
All right. Let me see.
You gotta backtrack.
All right. You exit
on the edit. You gotta reverse that. I'm back on it when you're done.
See that? Go ahead. You got it.
Do you watch cars?
Yeah, I watch cars.
Okay. And you leave it at that. This how much do you charge?
Oh, depends on your vehicle. And at this point now.
But he's being diplomatic. My point was, if you ask me that, go ahead, let's go through the whole thing.
You wash cars?
Yes, I watch cars.
Well, how much do you charge?
It depends on the vehicle.
Well, I just said that.
Where's your vehicle at? When you hear my tone, you smiling and be happy, which is how you're supposed to be. But everybody's customer service. My tone was like a dickhead, because I'm the best and you're asking me dumb questions or I'm disregarding you. 9 times out of 10, the person's going to be like, well, fuck you. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that you're the best. I just saw you. So I asked a dumb question. You're supposed to be professional enough to be like, oh, yes, of course. Like Reese did, which is sales game. Leave your attitude at home or whatever you got going on. We all go through shit. When you out in the field, you got to get this paper.
Exactly. That's what it's about, because we all, at the end of the day, we're all in it to make money, And this is why you have to upsell. You can't, like a lot of the times, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect to, get to another level or your sales to increase, because you got to understand the cost of products and maintenance on your vehicles, that stuff goes up. So if you're still selling the same thing, it's not gonna even itself out. Even at McDonald's, what do they ask you? You want to do a large? They try to upsell you on it to get a large. Because that adds extra value. Well, you may see it as a value. I don't want all that goddamn soda.
Right.
But if they can get you to get that, then boom, that adds more to that pricing. So now they just made a little bit more off of you.
And that's a good example of McDonald's, because the way they slide it in when you get the register, oh, let me get in number 5. I guess what's normal is small or medium.
Well, their medium looks like a fucking small limit.
I'm saying when you just order,
yeah, they give you a medium. Yeah, they give you a medium.
All right, so you just be like, let me get a number 5 with a Coke. Boom, they slide it in. Do you want a large? It's only 35 cents more, or some shit like that. Only $1 more. And you're like, oh, that's only that much. Like, you know, it's quick.
Right.
Usually it's impulse is how they get you.
Exactly.
So maybe you could use something like that.
Yeah.
With the upsell, like, oh, you know, the customer calls you, this is what I want. Then you come out there, take a look at it, assess it. Oh yeah, I could do that for you, but do you want to do this for a little bit more? Like, you know, you want to do this for $35 more? Normally I charge $60 more. But you know what I mean? It's ways to, or you can increase your pricing, so you give yourself leeway to do stuff like that too.
Exactly.
Like, there's so many ways to go about it, right?
Right, because you don't, like, everything is not set in stone when it comes to you. Now, you have to say, like, because there's certain clients that I got, well, customers that I have that before I even meet them, my price is up here, but I know I'm looking right here.
You already know where
right. I already know. I'm giving myself that much wiggle room. So if they say, nah, that's a little steep, all right, check this out. We can boom right here. You know, and usually I have that much to where, okay, the price is acceptable, but I'm still winning. You know, and that's how you have to do it. You don't always have to, because a lot of the times where we make the mistake is we're pricing our service based on someone else and like what they're getting. What they're getting is probably because that they have a good sales game. You may not have that sales game. And a lot of times, if you're not confident and about what you're speaking, a lot of the times the customers can pick up on this and they're like, no. And then you'll get mad when they go to someone else who charged a little more than what you were charging, and you're like, well, what happened? It's because that person had confidence in what they were saying. Even if they did a shitty job, they were confident in it. So that's the thing. So when you're upselling, you have to be confident. You have to know, like I said, it's always a good thing to know your product.
Like you said, it's 10% work, 90% sales.
Right.
So why not practice that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what's gonna close your sales 9 times out of 10, why not practice that?
Right.
Like rebuttals and practice knowing the chemicals, what it does. Like what we talked about wax, that it evaporates after a certain amount of degrees.
Right.
Those are good information to have, because you spit it out there and the customer's like, damn.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
They're gonna start calling you professor. You know,
Right.
just because you're spilling mad shit and just because you're doing it with confidence, they're gonna be like, okay, this person is an authority, like he knows what the hell he's doing.
Right.
So it gives them more confidence for them to move forward with you. Like, and for pricing, somebody's like, oh, that's kind of steep, like what you were saying.
Right.
You know, can you do it cheaper? Again, confidence. You hit them with rebuttals saying you practice this. I am the cheapest detailer, I am the cheapest, best detailer in town.
Right.
Really? At $100?
Yeah, there's always somebody gonna be higher than you.
I'm the cheapest and I do the best work.
Right.
Like you gotta talk with so much confidence like that.
Right.
That's like, damn. Well, let me give them a try.
Exactly.
Even if they feel like they don't have it, man, they have the money. Everybody's just
Always.
waiting for somebody to convince them to spend.
You have to illustrate the value and what you're doing. You know, you have to make that person believe in you. You have to believe in yourself when you're talking to them. Because if not, like I said, they can sniff that out. Because if you don't believe in what you're selling, they ain't going to believe it. You know, and it's going to be hard for you, you know, to even get up to that level. So now you're just watching all the other detailers on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. You're like, man, why can't I get this? Why can't I get that? You know, and I've even had other detailers that I've heard like call other detailers to make a sell for them. Like, how are you gonna do that? So now, if I'm a detailer, you call me up, hey, I need you to talk to this client for me. That client
come work for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then more than likely the
being
client
scared.
may even go to that person and then you're like, man, they took my client. No, they didn't. You gave that client to them because you didn't have confidence enough in yourself. You know, your sales game was weak You know, you got detailers who have clients. They've got a client for like a year or so, and they haven't even waxed the car because they won't upsell.
They're in their comfort zone.
Right.
You're doing the same service for the same price, and the year has gone by.
Right.
That's a no-no. You ain't going nowhere, like we said earlier in this video.
And there's been times where even there's a few other detailers where I've ran into that problem, and now I'm coming up like you have someone like Reese Giancarlo. If they, let's just say you just happen to not be there one day, so now we're like, well, when the last time you had this car waxed? Well, I have a guy, like I don't know, and I mean a real seasoned detailer can tell like this car hasn't been waxed or clayed in a while. So now we talked to this client, got them to see the value in that, and a lot of times if they don't know, because they trust you. If you've been doing this car for a year or so, this client is trusting you. You're the authority of this car. You should know. You tell me what this car needs. If you haven't done that and then another detailer comes by and he can pick up on it and see that, he may actually take your client from you. And even if he doesn't, you know,
he got that sale that
he got that sale that you couldn't get.
So, like you said earlier, everything's raising. The prices on everything's raising, and you're still doing the same thing you were doing a year ago. For the same price, the same service, not upselling, not increasing your pricing.
Right.
You ain't going nowhere. You're going to be like most of these dudes, at least out here, they come and go. We see them all years. They start, and then they sell all their stuff. You see them on OfferUp and all of that, selling all their stuff.
Because
you gotta keep up. This is a business.
There's no shortage of cars, so no, you don't have to worry about not getting enough work. The only reason you don't get enough work is because you're not applying yourself. It's easy for you to say, "Hey, I'll do it for $20."
Right. That's why you do it.
Yeah,
it's easy.
It's easy. It takes a little more work to convince this person, "Hey, let me do your car for $50." Because now,
why 50?
Why 50? This person over here can do it for 20. All right, that person over there can do it for 20. Yeah, go over there and do it for 20. But I tell you what, you're gonna come back to me, and I'm gonna charge you 100. So we can do it for 50 now, or 100 later. See, that's confidence. Now they have to think like, wait a minute. And even sometimes you can say, I'll tell you what, I'll do your car. This is where the confidence come in. I'll do your car. If you don't like it, you don't even have to pay me. But I guarantee you, when you go back to that $20 guy, you're not gonna like it. You gotta sell yourself. I just sold myself. And most people, like with something like that, when you give them that type of ultimatum, okay, they have to go. I don't have to pay. Let's see what he got. So you have to prove yourself. You have to sell yourself. You have to sell you. You even have to upsell yourself from the $20 guy. You're upgrade. So these are the things that you have to learn. You can't just keep going by $20. Yeah, you may get a lot of $20 cars, but for me, why should I work that much harder? Because you gotta look at it. It'll take me 2 cars to get $100. He has to do like 5. And then you got to deal with, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? Knowing you don't do all that. So now you're fixing this stuff around. You did a full detail damn near for $20. And you might not even get tipped. So if you don't sell yourself, the customer will always take advantage of it. Blank. That's just how it's gonna be. I've seen some people pull out a buffer for $35. You clean the whole car for $35 and you why? Because you're afraid of losing the client. Matter of fact, it doesn't even matter. You don't have to be young. You can be in the game for like 15 years. Prime example, my dad used to be like that. He was so afraid of losing customers, he wouldn't charge accordingly to, the car. You know, so he would lose a lot of money. That's kind of how I kind of went on my own. But you can't be afraid to sell yourself. You should know the value and your work. Sell your value. That's all you have to do. Upgrade. Always upsell. Just keep upselling. What's the worst they can say? No. You know, sooner or later they're gonna come around and do it. Because when one person says no, there's somebody else that'll say yes. So you have to remember that. Don't be afraid of no. A lot of us are afraid of no. You know, so it's like no never hurt anybody. You know, so why should you be afraid of it? It's just a word.
Right?
All right?
Money to be made, man.
Yeah.
Stop being scared.
Yeah. Scared money don't make no money. That's where I guess that's how they say it. You know, you gotta get this paper. That's what you want to do. That's why you're in the game. Practice your sales techniques. Practice your rebuttals. You have to do that. What else? Know your products. You know the different techniques and everything that you should be offering. And everything. So that's what you want to do. All right.
Sure.
So this is Reese,
And I'm Giancarlo.
and this has been Detailers Report. Peace.